Are you looking for relevant financial and business-related news during these volatile economic times? Will you take the necessary steps to succeed by becoming a truly wise investor? If you want to learn how to invest online or learn how to start your own profitable online business, then you've come to the right place. The Wise Investors Network presents to you the Win University Update. Remember, only winners invest in their minds for wiser returns.
Welcome, truly wise investors, to a very important update. I will be making a series of these types of updates because it is relevant, extremely relevant to our times. It's extremely relevant to those who are going to be able to cross the threshold. Not everyone's going to make it across the threshold. I'll talk more about what I mean by that. But before I go there, I want to just, for those who are wise investors and those who are truly wise investors, I want to go through this. I'm going to go through this account right here, and I will be collecting profits. I will also reposition these assets that are listed here. Now, these assets, all of these assets represent the Forex market, the commodities market, the cryptocurrency market, and the indices market. This account represents 4 markets. And I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm going to talk about in these next upcoming series. I'll try to keep everything as short as possible. All right. So let's see. As I close these accounts, I'll go ahead and talk about what I need to talk about. So what is this account? What does this account reflect? This account actually reflects the Forex Helper strategy. So if you want to know more about the Forex Helper strategy, you can follow this account. If you want to gain access to this account, you have to be a paid member. Now, for now, I'm showing you guys these assets, but that's because I will be repositioning these assets. So it's okay. There's a time to reposition. There's a time to make sure that you're heading in the right direction. There's a time for everything, guys. Pay very close attention to what I'm saying and what I'm about to say. This is for those who are truly wise investors. We have investors out there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I highly encourage you to check out my ebook, but I'll tell you a little bit of what I'm talking about. There are different levels of investors. From my experience, from what I've been seeing, and those types of investors are, number one, those who are at, here. The whole investment world is like a mountain. And those who are at the bottom are the majority. Now, some of them might consider themselves to be investors, but for the most part, they make up mostly of speculators. They are the majority. And as the majority, they tend to move the market a lot more because there are more numbers. There's more of them out there. Now, without going too deep into explaining all of the different aspects of those who are at the bottom of the mountain, I'm just going to name the 3 categories because I have a lot of information to cover and I won't be able to cover all of them in just one video. So please I urge you to stay tuned. If you do stay tuned, not for the services or anything, stay tuned for the information. Stay tuned for the information that I'm about to disclose to those who are truly wise investors. I'm picking my words very carefully here. So then you have another category, those who leave the bottom, the majority. And this is here, what is this? American Express. Okay. Those who leave the majority of people who are solely focused on quote unquote trading, day trading, to be more specific, speculators. They make a journey to the top of the mountain, but before they get to the top of the mountain, they've made a decision that they are going to leave the majority. This means that they're going to have a shift in their mindset. This means that they're going to have a shift in their approach. So they are going to leave the majority. And they've made a decision that in order to leave the majority, they can no longer view the market like the majority does. And I'm talking like this because even for those who are listening, this rings true. This principle that I'm laying out rings true in many different aspects of life. Man. Guys, as a teacher, as an investor, as a long-term investor, as a mentor, I've seen it. I've seen the different types of people that come in and out of the market, that pass through. And at the beginning, it used to kind of break my heart to see, like, wow, how can this individual who has seen how the market works from a long-term perspective, how can they revert back, or maybe how could this individual not see, and all these different, I stopped that a long time ago. I stopped questioning or asking questions about the reasons behind why people do the things they do, or why they see things the way they see. It's like a futile exercise of the mind. It's just not, it's not productive at all. You just have to realize that's just how it is, and you have to let it be. But that's not the reason for this video, so I don't want to harp on that either. But I bring that up to say this, that it does have something to do with the different types of individuals that are attaining or attempting to gain that status of becoming a truly wise investor. And listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. We're going to see the manifestation of those who are truly wise and those who have considered themselves to be wise investors but are not. We're going to actually see it unfold right before our very eyes. And what do I mean by that? I don't want to sound esoteric or anything like that. I'm going to make it real practical. I'm going to make it real plain. But I need to tell you all this in this way, specifically for a specific reason. Now, I'm going to cut this video off now. I will continue because I have to close this account. But I will continue making the next video, and I'll upload them in the right sequence. But we are going to see a change, an extreme change in the financial markets, which will cover all the financial markets. All of the financial markets that I made mention of. at the beginning of this video. The Forex, commodities, cryptocurrencies, indices, and even the other ones I hadn't even named. Okay. Stock market. I mean, bonds, treasuries, you name it, the money market, all the housing market. Listen, we're going to see an unprecedented change take place. And now we'll talk about the reasons why, but I'll have to cut the video off right now and I'll continue on the next video. I'll be closing this account. I'll also be going over the MyFX book that this account is reflecting. I'll also go over some other important matters that are important to truly wise investors. And I'll also talk more about that point as well. The transition between being a bottom dweller, surface dweller, to being a truly wise investor. That individual that has decided to make that journey, to take that trek, to climb up that mountain. Yes, a very difficult journey. But when they reach the top, oh, how satisfying it will be. Oh, how satisfying it is. And all you need to do is have understanding, not knowledge. Knowledge by itself is not enough. It's important, but it's not enough. You need to combine that knowledge with understanding so that you can actually apply that knowledge. If you have knowledge and it's sitting there and you can't apply it and you're not able to use it to benefit you, then it's pointless, because that same knowledge can hinder you as well. Okay, so I will, in this video, I'll continue with part 2. So please stay tuned. This is extremely important information. And remember, only winners invest in their minds for wiser returns.